SWT show. It is an amazing show. We discuss matters to do with youth affairs, what is affecting us as the young people. And today we have an amazing show, amazing guest, an amazing topic. Today's topic, after today, you'll never be the same again. So my name is Ruth Favored, and it is an honor to be your host today. If you've not liked our channel, come on, just like, share, comment, subscribe, tell your friends, tell a friend to tell a friend, so that you can be able to interact. I know by now you're ready, you're wondering who is this person that is coming. So she's an amazing girl I met some time back. I'm telling you, she's a vibe. This one. She's a vibe. You listen to her, you laugh, you have an amazing time, and I know today we are going to have an amazing show. So, Madam, karibu sana to the show.
Thank you for having me.
It's amazing to see you're looking beautiful. And I know you're ready for us.
Yes, I am. I am excited to be here.
Amazing.
Yeah.
So tell us your name, tell us what you do, and something about you, interesting about you.
Something interesting?
Yes.
Oh, wow. My name is Marian Mekali Ndongo, married to one man only. And what do? I am an actress. I am also a vlogger. And I am also a child of God. I think that is something that I am. And I am glad to be here. Something interesting about me is that I have a fake tooth.
Amazing.
Yes.
Oh, I hadn't seen it. Guys, she has a fake tooth. It's not real. So amazing.
It's expensive.
I know.
Yeah, so don't come steal.
It's okay.
Yeah.
It's fine. So karibu sana.
Thank you.
So today we have a hot topic.
Okay.
And our topic is sex before marriage.
Ooh. Okay.
This is one of the topics that when we hear sex, kila mtu ako like, yay!
Yay!
And I know people are expectant to get to hear what really we are talking about.
Wow, I hope I deliver.
Indeed you will. So tell us, so I know you're married.
Yes.
But you were not born married.
No.
Yeah, so what's your view on sex before marriage? Guys, you know what sex is, right? I don't have to explain to anyone what sex is. I know by now everyone knows what sex is. Yeah, so what's your view on sex before marriage?
With all honesty, Ruth, sex for me, God created sex and He created it for us. Number one thing I feel, before I give you my view on sex before marriage, is that especially us who are coming from a Christian background, we have been told about how it's wrong to have sex before marriage, that we deem sex to be wrong.
Yeah.
But the truth is, sex is not wrong. Sex is actually good because God created it for us. The problem now, it comes with the right time to actually have sex.
Amazing.
So for me, my view on sex before marriage is, if you can abstain, because it is something that it is very possible, please abstain. But be ready, keep those hormones as hot as you will keep them and wait for your marriage, because saa ingine we tend to suppress ourselves, our feelings. Then when you get that wife, when you get that husband, then tunaanza tena kufanya maombi because things are not erecting when they are supposed to. You're not getting wet when you're supposed to get wet, and these things really need to be very nene. So my view basically is keep yourself, because it is a good thing when you present yourself as and it's a good time to enjoy. Unajua, you will give of yourself kabisa, and it's like you're presenting a gift to someone.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and it will be amazing when it is unwrapped kama ijaguzwa na watu.
Yeah, amazing. So no, that's a very good point. It's God who created it. Actually, the genesis of it is God.
Yes.
And I think now what you've said is very true, especially where we come from in Africa and in your religion, because different religions term this thing differently.
Yes. Yes.
So it is important, just like you have said, that for us to understand it is not wrong. It is a matter of time, right?
Yes, it is
a matter of time, which is more important.
Yeah. I was reading the book of Songs of Solomon, and I noticed that they have written to young girls, do not awaken love before its time 3 times.
Wow.
Sana sana kitambo kitwa mara 3 nambo wewe Marion. It means like we nimekuita mara ngapi 3 too, meaning like whatever I'm going to do next is critical.
Amazing.
So when God tells us to just wait, let's wait.
Yeah.
You will honestly enjoy, but wait. There is a gift in waiting.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Amazing. So this is for you out there. Please wait. If you can, I know you can. You can die. Can you die? I'm heard of anyone who died because they never waited.
No. They didn't die.
It's very important for you to wait because it has benefits for you. Now, Marion, I want you to tell us what are the effects, like negative effects of engaging in sex before you're married?
The effects are many, of course, but let's work with them ni kama a sequence.
Okay.
For example, as a lady, number one, before I had sex, I will use my own example.
Yes, please.
There was this a self-esteem that was there that was nice. I felt like I was a treasure and I had a gift that mimi mwenyewe ndio nitapeana, you get. But when I broke it, I felt, when I got now my husband, nilikuwa na feel nika nampatia vitu. Zimefinywa zimeiva sana, they are too right. You get.
Yeah.
So there is a level of esteeming yourself that comes with preservation that is good. So when you don't do it, when you're giving yourself now to the final person who will be your husband or your wife, unapata you're not giving your best.
Oh, amazing. So that means there are some ladies who, if they engaged in sex before they got married to that one person, their self-esteem would go down in some way.
You don't feel, I can't explain it, but I think someone who maybe has been there will understand it. Yeah, there's a value that comes with actually that
knowing that you have
self-preservation.
kept yourself, you have preserved yourself.
There's a pride that comes. So when you don't do it, as much as maybe you will build yourself to that level of esteeming yourself, as much as unajua, I have messed, but let's move on. But bado kuna venye tu, the standard is not the same. Amazing. So there's that one. Number two, of course, let's talk about now the effects of actually the sex bit. When you're having sex, there is something like you can get pregnant. So if you're young and you get pregnant, most people don't want to keep the baby.
And end up to issues like abortion. And
there was a study that was done in Nairobi that ladies are more afraid of pregnancies than actually HIV/AIDS. So they would rather abort than get HIV because of course the pregnancy is evidence of the things you have been doing in the closet. So someone doesn't want people to know I've been having sex. They use a lot of P2. P2s have effects on you. The family planning, they come with effects because they affect your hormones. So of course if you're indulging in sex before marriage, you don't want to get pregnant. So you will either use those P2s, you will, if you are pregnant, you will abort. Another thing that is not actually right. And then if you do maybe the abortion the wrong way, chances are you will affect yourself.
You even lose your life at some point. Die.
You can die. You can become barren because of a small mistake that you did, and you would have rather waited and escaped. There are things like HIV and AIDS, that diseases, you can get sick, you can get HIV, you can get STIs. Things like syphilis don't have medication. So what you do is you just unaituliza tu, then you will pass it to your partner, and then there are things you can actually avoid. So if you can avoid them, avoid them. So those ones are for us as ladies. For the guys, of course, pia wao, they go through a lot of things, because as much as, imagine you being a dad of someone, you're not able to sustain that baby because maybe the lady decided to keep the child. So there's a human being depending on you, and you're not even financially stable. And sex also affects our, I think, our personalities in some sort of way. I will give an example. There's a time I had a boyfriend that was suicidal, and I have never thought of killing myself. It has never come. Even if I had challenges before, I have never gotten there. So when we got intimate, of course, I picked that from him. It is very spiritual, of course. So I picked it and I didn't know. So one time I'm seated and I feel like I just want to kill myself, and I'm like, why am I even feeling that way? Me, I've never been those type of, life is too difficult, me, I want to die, I will die today. No. Me, I've always been, there is always a better tomorrow, but I picked it. And I would have killed myself if I didn't get the intervention on time.
So meaning there's a spiritual aspect
of it. So you pick things negative and positive.
Oh yeah.
But sana, because we are talking about negative effects, imagine picking negative things, picking negative vibes. It will affect, of course, your personality, which is not also good.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Now I think now we can pause there and now address it as a matter. What would you tell someone who have engaged in sex and probably they are going through, like you said, you adapted an effect from the act before.
Yeah.
So what would you tell someone who have done it and they are feeling a bit guilty, a bit condemned, or probably they have taken a disease, one of it or something? Even before we continue, what would you tell them? How are you able to get out of it? Because now I know you're not suffering from the effect.
Yes.
So how did you do now the effect that you took, or someone else who's going through some effects now? How are you able to come out? How can they be able to come out of that situation now?
Let's talk, unajua, the effects, because they are diverse.
Yes.
Someone can be in a different effect than the other. So let's talk about effects like, of course, if you're pregnant, please don't kill that child. Let that child live. I know people will judge you. I might even talk about you and your friends will be, hey, where you do. They will start talking about you and you feel bad.
Yeah.
But don't kill a child. Don't. Just embrace that season and work through it. If the baby daddy might not even want the baby, you do your due diligence to keep that pregnancy, and God will see you through even in that next level. If you have maybe contacted a disease, I've had people, you have seen on social media, just there's a lady that came out, a lady came out saying, I am posting men that I have infected with HIV. She knew she was sick, because now I was infected by someone, I also want to infect other people.
Imagine.
So now she's posting people on social media, exposing families, exposing men, and she's doing that because she knows she has the disease. So if you're also in that place where maybe someone has even caused that on you, like I knew I was sick and I gave you the sickness, but if you have found that you're sick, there are things you can do. HIV, actually, funny enough, is people don't know that HIV does not kill.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, the opportunistic diseases are the ones that are killing. So don't feel like it's the end of life. Someone with HIV and someone who has diabetes are suffering the same thing because it is for a life. So it's just managing your life well, eating well, doing what you have to do, taking your meds and making sure you're staying healthy, and you will live long. But now, start being responsible. Finally, I would just say this, basically, across board, depending on the effects that you're going through, what I learned about actions that we do. If you have decided to have sex before marriage, you have decided. It is a personal decision. So always be responsible and take responsibility for your decisions because you made that choice. No, because everyone knows, Nikki, have sex, I might get pregnant, I might get sick, I might get 1, 2, 3, 4. There are always effects of it. So when you start having sex, just to know that umeingia mahali kuna consequences. Be ready to carry the consequences through because of course you're the one who has made the decision to go that path. Be also as strong-willed as you are, or as much fun, or as much fun as you are having while you are having sex. Also have fun carrying the responsibilities.
Yeah, true. Actually, in life, everything you do, there's consequences. Yeah, there are always consequences.
Always.
Yeah, so it's all upon yourself. Like if you make a decision, this is what you're going to do. So then you just move with it, and whatever is coming your way, be ready to take the responsibility and the consequences that will come your way. Now you're married.
Yes.
And many other people are married out here. There are people who waited until they got married, others and getting sex before marriage. So if there are any effects on, what are the effects, like basically, of you having engaged in sex before marriage?
Well,
does it affect when you're in now?
Yes. Well, I will start with one reason why people actually say they're having sex before marriage, it is unasikia kila mtu, maybe if it is a man, I am practicing to become better in bed. I am finding skills.
I know.
This is what I learned.
Or testing before you buy it.
Yes. What are you testing?
I know.
Like, number one, we are different.
Yes.
That is something that I noticed. The guys I have been with, they're not, of course, si wengi, but they are different.
Yeah.
I cannot say that I learned anything I can apply with my husband, because the way he wants to be loved is not the same way every other person I have been with wants to be loved.
Yeah.
So your mambo ya sijui, you're practicing madness, because whoever you are whoever you are practicing with is not the person you will end up with.
They're different people.
Yes, I call it practice now. When me and my husband are having sex, I will call that practice, because we are practicing for each other. We will try a style and say, hey babe, we have practiced and we are becoming better for each other. Yeah. But if I'm practicing with him and then I go and act with someone else,
you all start the process again.
Yes, I'm calling myself a fool actually.
Oh, yeah, sure.
It's like playing keyboard and then you want to the keyboard to have words. Whatever you're playing to sing, it can't. You have to have one playing and another one singing. So need two different things. So of course there is that. So don't have sex alafu unatuambia hapa una prako. Hakuna kitu una prako. Cha kutubeba. Hiyo ni puss. Plus, if God made sex, no one practice. It's like a baby. When a baby is born, no one teaches that baby to suck milk from the mom. But they actually know. One thing I learned, sex is automatic. Like everyone has the capacity and the capability to have sex. It's just that, of course, when you find now yourself in that context of marriage, now you learn. Yeah, that's why tunambo, it's the institution where you're given the certificate before you start the lessons. Because ukipewa your certificate, anza study yako, start now learning to have sex if you don't have an idea. Yeah, so there's that. And then number two, I noticed that sometimes you tend to compare. If you're not mature enough, there's a way that you used to have sex with someone else. So now you're in marriage, alafu unaanza kusema au msee anishiki venye ule alikuwa ananishika.
So there's comparison.
You're comparing yourself and you're comparing your partner, meaning you will never be satisfied with this particular partner him atafanya kenye your previous alikuwa anafanya. So unapata kuna such challenges. And then of course another challenge I noticed, because Mimi, for real, I study about sex. I've noticed that, of course, with different dick sizes, when you have sex, our organs, us as women, they expand and contract. But you see, dick sizes are different. So wewe kama umezoea kupeana kwa watu wakubwa upate bwana ni mdogo, utamsumbua, because now this person will not satisfy you. You get? So utakuwa umejidamage to some point. Yes, if God akikusaidia muscles zitareflex kidogo zirudi hadi zifike size yake, but if they don't, you will never be satisfied with whoever you are with. Na saizo usha sign contract hadi ukavalishwa pete na ukasema until death. Sasa unaanza kuchita akishuali. Usijipatie pressure mingi.
Amazing. Talk about trust, because I think it will bring trust issues also, because me, I'm like, if you did it before I came, like,
I will disagree with you, Ruth.
Okay.
I will. I also had the same thought before I also had sex. But honestly, I don't think that if my husband does not trust me because I had sex before, I will think that he's judging me because of my past. That is what I feel. But the thing is, there is always grace, and God gives you someone that will understand you. The thing is, be open before you get into marriage. The trust issue might come in when you did not open up. Ile designer, I did not tell him everything, and then nakutana na mse huko ananita ex na maybe sikuwa nimemwambia, ama I didn't go deeper into what happened, and then he finds out. Ndio sasa the trust issue will come in. But one thing as we did, even when we were dating, we just opened up. I am an open book. This is me, Marion, from chapter A to chapter Z. Now where I am at as we begin another A chapter, is that my A, B, C to Z is like this. Will you work with me as I am?
Amazing.
And him, am I able to work with him as he is? Then from there we to go like, sisi ni wawili wa masinas wawili, but you know what? We have learned from our past, yes. We are now walking another path.
Amazing.
That is different. Yeah.
So that is to tell you that it's not hopeless case, like it's not the end of it. So there's way you can walk around and try to work things out. Now, what do you think is the cause or the trigger of so many people having sex before they got married? They get married. What do you think in our society or in our generation, what are the triggers? Because I think now people tend to be sexual when they are very young.
Yes.
Class 6, class 7, primary school kids, to high school, to campus, to all around. What do you think is our triggers? What are the triggers that are causing this thing to be so much paramount in our generation?
Well, we have different and many ones, but let's start with also our diet. Tusiende hata mbali deep sana. Our diet in its own is a trigger, because because of how we are eating, our bodies and the hormones react different to what we are eating. So of course that might be a trigger. Number 2, let's talk about social media. It is advertised everywhere. Even adverts za TV, they're advertising Colgate, but they're using a sensual way of doing it. Unashanga mafuta na huyu msichana, ama hata sometimes it's even kiwi, but the person doing it, it's like they are provoking sensuality.
Brands that are using the same.
They say that in marketing, sensual advertisements sell more. So they tend to use pretty girls, they tend to use this. So social media, of course, in its own is a trigger. Instagram, ingia tu, you see pictures of ladies naked, and they are comfortable, of course, and they are looking amazing. It's not that you wanna post too, they're actually very beautiful. So you're wondering, hey, okay, so wow, okay. So of course, when they see, they are very our televisions. Children are watching shows. I saw a cartoon where cartoons are kissing. I'm like, where nikubaya? It is really bad. So of course we are exposed to too much, the internet. Because saizi we are in Kenya, we are a third world country, but we are seeing things from a first class country. So of course we are learning so much, and because we are learning it at an early age, it is at our disposal. It is so easy for them to actually indulge in early sex, because of course they're seeing it. And a lot of people are not saying no, sex right now it's not good. But I also learned that the problem is how we are telling them not to have sex. It's the same thing. Mtoto akiwa mdogo, ukimwambia usishike, ndio anataka kushika.
They want to know why you're telling me not to do it.
Exactly. But if you explain it well, usimwambie tu usishike, no, tell him, unaona hiyo ni stima. When someone akishika, there are consequences 1, 2 and 3. Kwa hivyo ukishika one of those things, nimekwambia zitakufanyikia. So wewe ukishika jua one of the 3 ziki happen, I have already told you. But what our parents used to tell us, or even us while we are even talking about this, tutambia mtu, sex is not good. Why ngoja tu? But why ama you let people know. Asikuwe na reason ya kusema I wish I knew, I wish someone had told me. No, wacha akuwe anajua, ndio akiindulge, anaindulge akijua, by the way, you know what, there are consequences and I was told. Yes, Ruth told me, Marion told me hivyo. Asisemange hakuwa anajua. I refuse to use inaitwa
threats.
Tunaambiwangwa ignorance is no defense. Yes, let no one be ignorant. So yes, and there are other factors. Even our own parents, actually, we are seeing parents talking about it and doing very crazy things, especially the ones that maybe wanalewa, wanafanya nini, and they don't feel like, oh, ni mtoto, we should preserve this baby from these things. Wanafanya tu. Also our livelihoods, unapata kuna watoto wanalala the same bed with their parents. Wazazi wanadhania mtoto amelala, wanaamka saa 9 ama saa 10 saa 8 ndio wafanye mambo yao, but the baby kumbe somehow maybe anaamka anaona ako like hata mimi nataka kufanya. You see, so I think it's basically a lot of things that are exposing us. The thing is, where you are at, maybe try and work on how you can either shield your baby or if it is maybe things that you cannot sana prevent, like now that baby mwenye analala na wazazi and they are seeing, ama it's the same room, they have different beds, but unapata hakuna privacy kabisa. So you see, there are things you cannot really control, but let's try as much as possible to find a way that will work.
Amazing. I told you when we were beginning the show today that we have an amazing guest, an amazing topic, and I know by now you've learned a lot of things. So please, if you've not subscribed, please subscribe, share, comment, tell a friend to tell a friend, so that we can all get wisdom together. Now, Marion, if someone is actively now, and you know they are actively indulging in sex, and they're in it, like totally. Maybe they've gotten a wisdom today and they want to put it into practice, abstaining. How would they come out? Is there any practical way for them coming out?
Honestly, I don't think ati kuna the ABC rule of how you can walk out of or how you can stop. The thing is, you just make a decision. When initially, before I actually started having sex, I had been in relationships where someone anakwambia prove that you love me by giving me.
I know.
Alafu nashanga, how is that even a proof of me loving you? It doesn't make sense. So if maybe you entered into sex for the fact that you want to prove something. I want to prove I love you. Go away. What am I proving? It is madness. So just the thing is, we decided, si tumesema ni decision. Also, the same way you decided to do sex, also decided to have not to have sex. And this one, I will actually emphasize it on ladies, because as tuko na hiyo strong will more than men. Erection ya mwanaume ni 2 minutes. Atambao, 2 minutes zingine ama hata in the next 1 minute imerudi. They don't hawana, them it's very easy to like up and down. But for us, it is not that easy. So if you can be the strong one, hata kama mko kwa relationship, you can actually be the strong one and tell him, you know what babe, I love you. I know that ni ngumu by the way, but si uende utembee ama ufanye nini, by the way we are not doing this. I think women can actually help men, and you can work with your boyfriend or someone in that journey. But in terms of kutoka kwa sex, if you're not a sexual addict, if you're not addicted to sex, it's easy. It's just saying no, I won't do this. And if your partner will not understand that, it's as easy as walking out. Because at the end of the day, a lot of people that we are fucking out here and we are having sex with before marriage are people that we will not marry. Yeah, and if you're in a come with stay relationship, sometimes even that come with stay, maybe reasons zenye ziliwaleta pamoja in the first place ni hiyo sex. Kumaanisha if it is eliminated, utaangalia vizuri uwe options uone hata hiyo relationship wasn't even meant to be in the first place.
Amazing.
Yeah, so it's just working out, deciding, and you're like, you know what, from today henceforth I'm not doing it. It is hard. I won't lie to you, Ruth, it is hard, because unajua when you're having sex, and it's not just sex, when you're having good sex, it is hard to stop, because ni kitu tamu, you are enjoying yourself. But when you decide, hata kama ni tamu, let me hold myself, it is not easy. I think
even you can focus your mind on the consequences, the negative consequences. That
but sometimes
it will help you to maybe come out sober up on the same.
With all honesty, Ruth, me hapo inaweza kuwa tricky, because it's like eating salt.
Do you agree with her? Do you agree with her? Whatever she's saying. Kindly comment down there and tell us, are you agreeing with whatever she's saying?
Me, I'm like, between sugar and salt, salt is a bit bitter than sugar. But if I put more sugar to the salt, I think the salt will be sweeter than the other way around.
Okay.
So it's more of just to decide.
Amazing.
Because ukianza kuweigh options, especially if you've started having sex and you know how to get away from the consequences, you see, hata kwa zile za mimi najua kudaljizi ma bullets. So it's
amazing. You've heard from her, and if you are a sex addict, there are avenues where you can find help. Yeah, go look for counselors who can help you and come out of it. It's not a good thing to be there. Thank you so much for accepting our invites. It's been amazing. I know each and every one of us can agree with me that we have awesome time. I know we've learned a lot. We've gotten so much wisdom. And please, when we call you again, kindly come.
I will avail myself.
Amazing, amazing. So your last words to our viewers today.
My last words, I will still repeat, retaliate the first thing I said. Sex is not bad. It is the timing that is usually the issue. So when we're talking about pre or sex before something, it's because that maybe before means it is not the right time. So I don't think that sex is the issue as I'm concerned, it is the timing. So maybe let's work on our timings so that you don't have sex at the wrong time. Let's have sex at the right time. That is just basically what I would say. And that sex is actually fun and it is sweet if you have it with the right person and at the right time.
Amazing.
Yeah.
So if you would want to interact with you, Marion, what are your social media platforms?
Well, on Facebook, it's Marion Mekali. And I have a YouTube channel as well.
Amazing.
And it is just Marion Mekali, and we just do motivation. Yeah, so you can follow, you can subscribe, and we can interact there as well. Instagram, not as much. I'm not as active. I don't have very nice nude photos to give you, but I'm good.
Wow, amazing. You can check out. That's all we had for you today. Thank you so much for tuning in. See you next time.
Bye.
Bye.